the total bill to have your Porsche Cayman rebuilt if it has bore scoring cost me. Hi and welcome back to Joe Talks Cars, and welcome to another video. I appreciate it's been a long time since I got out in the car and did a video. I've just been so busy at work, I just don't have the time to be getting out as much as I want to, but I am going to try really hard now the weather is slightly better than it was, although it's very icy out. Try and get out in the car a little bit more and get some videos, because I think everyone's been missing seeing the car and finding out what it's been like since it's been rebuilt. So regular viewers of this channel will know that the car has suffered with bore scoring. I've only owned the car just over a year, and within the first sort of 7 to 8 months I realised there was something not really right with the car at all. It was burning oil and had every symptom going of bore scoring. So I took it into my specialist garage in Leeds. They did a bore scope on the car and confirmed the worst possible news, that the car was indeed suffering with bore scoring. If you haven't already watched all the previous videos leading up to this point, then click the link at the top of the screen. That'll take you to the playlist and you'll be able to watch all the videos and it'll show you some of the symptoms that I found and basically how I came to the conclusion that it was ruined. So obviously it was a big disaster, but the car is back now, it's fixed, and it's been running really well actually. I'm really super happy with it. And in today's video I'm going to be announcing the total cost of this rebuild. Lots of people have said, like in the comment section, like how much did it cost? How much was this bill for a rebuild? Because a lot of people that are buying these cars are concerned that in the future they may have bore scoring, or you might be driving around in one currently that you think could possibly have it. So you want to know, worst case scenario, what is it going to set you back? Because I think it will surprise a lot of people. So I'm just going to find somewhere to pull up and go through the bill, because it's quite large and it's going to take some explaining. So without further ado, further waffle, I'll get pulled up somewhere and go through the bill. Right, so I found a nice little place to park up before we jump inside and I get on with showing you the bill and how much this car has actually cost me. Right, so the bill. So if anyone doesn't already know, I took the car to Strasa in Leeds. Now Strasa specialise in Porsches, they race them, rebuild them and do all sorts, so they are well renowned in the business to being pretty good. So I trusted them with the car, and overall it was quite a good experience. They told me they would send me lots of videos, lots of pictures, and I'd be able to update the channel. Unfortunately, I didn't get as many pictures or as many videos as I wanted, but I got enough to sort of make something. I wasn't able to film in the garage because obviously there's lots of private individuals' cars there and it wasn't really appropriate, which I get, but it was just a shame that I couldn't document the process as much as I wanted. I think I made the best out of the videos that I could, but I could have done a lot more if I'd been given more content, and the garage was nearer so I could have popped round. They told me the car would be about 4 weeks, which I thought was a little bit optimistic. In the end it turned out to be around 6 weeks, which was pretty good to be fair, just a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but these things happen. There were a few extra things that went wrong with the car, well not went wrong with the car, a few unexpected things which I needed to buy for the car, and they're all in the bill. And yes, I approved them. At the time I didn't realise I'd approved them. I was on holiday, I got an email saying this and this needs doing. and I approved it, and I didn't think it would add this much to the bill, but it did. So I'll go through the bill very, very quickly, so not to bore you, and a lot of it I don't really understand anyway. It's a lot of just figures and things that I don't really understand. But anyway, first of all, the car had to have head work, which I didn't realise it needed at first. It needed its cylinder head reworking because it had like scoring, and its valve guides needed redoing and things like that. So the specialist work to the cylinder head cost nearly £350, so it was like a lot of money really, just as an extra little thing. We originally thought that the car needed one piston. Unfortunately, it needed like 3. The bill from Porsche was like £1,800. So instead of going for those £1,800 option pistons straight from Porsche, we decided to go for Marley pistons and got all 6 replaced, and that was £1,200. So that was a little bit more than the original one piston. I also didn't take into account VAT. So VAT in the UK is at 20%. And it's added to the bill. So when you get your quote, you've got to add 20% VAT on. And for some reason, I had a mental block, and I just didn't think about VAT. So that was a bit of a surprise. That got added on to the end. It's had its big end bearings done, main bearing set, thrust washers, throttle control elements, its tensioner blades, side rails, timing chains, all the timing chains done obviously. Its oil pump, oil separator, obviously its engine oil, spark plugs, antifreeze, aircon regassing. Like, it mounts up massively. The total bill to have your Porsche Cayman rebuilt, if it has bore scoring, cost me £10,074. £10,074. This car only cost 14 grand. So I've spent nearly the same again repairing it. So that just shows that these cars can cost so much money. And if you're not expecting it, it could be horrific. I knew there was a chance this car had bore scoring. I knew it when I bought it. There was always that chance. You look online and the chance is very, very small. But if I'm honest, I think it's a lot more widespread than anyone imagines. You hear of a lot of cars having to be rebuilt now. This car is only at 59,000 miles and it had to be rebuilt. So it's not an ideal situation for me to be in. I didn't really expect the bill to be that big. When I first got quoted, it was between £5,500 and £6,000. Obviously, you've got VAT on top of that. Then the extra pistons added more to that. And then the work to the head of the engine, that added even more. So it was all the little bits that added up and resulted in a bill for £10,074, which it is quite staggering. But it's done now. The car will never be worth sort of £30,000 or anything like that. I'm never going to profit from this, but I'd like to think in the next couple of years the values will keep on creeping up and I won't lose all that much money on it. At least that's what I'm hoping. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been informative. It's the video you've all been waiting for. Everyone's been dying to find out how much this car cost me, and yeah, I think you'll all be quite surprised. I think a lot of people will be surprised how much it costs. Some of you won't be. Let me know in the comments, do you think it's more or less than you thought I was going to end up paying? But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.